Alright, hello once again, this is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. I've been putting together a series of video presentations for the Rankin Technical College AWD, or Application and Website Development program, and in particular the AWD 1111.NET Framework with Web Databases class. For that class, for the fall 2019 semester, the book that we're going to use is the one shown on screen, that being Pro ASP.NET 5, MVC 5, an A-Press text by Adam Freeman. Now, when I finished last time, I was right here. And again, I can come in here now, and I can, you already saw this. I can say a boat for one person, for example. So I can do that. I can click Save, and I get my kayak has been saved. I can bring it back up again, and you'll notice that it says, doesn't say for one person. Well, that was interesting. Let's try to refresh and see. Oh, let's do it again. All right, I'm in edit mode. Save. Kayak has been saved. It's not saving. That is very interesting because it just was, but that's okay. We'll figure out what the problem is. In fact, what I'll do is I will go to another and then go back again. It is not saving. Wow. Well, what I did want to show you, regardless, was I made a bunch of changes, good, bad, and different. It doesn't matter. Oh, now it's creating them as new records. That isn't good. So I can add a new product. There you go. So I can come in here, name beach ball. Fun to bat around in on the beach. $9.95. Water sports. Alright, so I've got all that. I can save, and you'll notice there's beach ball. Alright. Not only that, if I come back in here and cancel and go over to here, there's kayak with 1. And cancel again, and there is kayak with 1. But for some reason right now it's handling all of these as not edits, but as not that I'm doing an edit, but I'm basically adding a new record. Gotta fix that, because definitely wouldn't want that. But I'm right near the end of the chapter, so I figured I would finish this up, and then I will go back by myself and try to figure out what the problem is there. I changed a bunch of stuff back and forth. So, alright, but let's finish up. We only got a few pages left here. We are on actually page 300. Alright, adding support for deleting items is also simple. First, we add a new record in the iProduct repository interface, which is right here. Not the one I wanted to bring up. Web UI. There we go. Alright, there's iProduct repository interface. We did our save. So now we've got a delete product right here. Alright. So we've done that. Next, we want to implement the method in the entity framework EF product repository class. We have to do that. So we're going to get an error right now because that's not in there. There's our save, and again we're getting an error right now because we are not adding that method. So there it is. error has left. Notice it says if the entry is not equal to null, meaning if it was null, you don't want to do anything, all right? Because there's nothing that you can, there's no record that was found that meets that criteria. So let's do a save all on here. Before we even run it, let's look and see where we are. The final step is to implement the delete action in the admin controller. This action should support only post requests because deleting is not an idempotent operation, meaning you are making a change. As will be explained in Chapter 16, browsers and cache are free to make GET requests, so you must be careful to avoid making changes of GET requests. Alright, 1120 shows the associated method. There it is, it's in our admin controller. We'll stick that right down at the bottom. Okay, and there that is. There's a unit test in here to double check and make sure that it works. Again, I'm skipping those. It says you can see the delete feature by clicking one of the delete buttons. The product page is shown in figure 1111. We have taken advantage of the temp data to display a message when the product is removed from the catalog. So I won't remove the snorkel, but I am going to come in and try to remove those two records that I put in thinking that I was doing an edit when I was doing an insert. So let's run this. I'm going to come over to my edit CS/HTML and view that in the browser. In fact, I don't want to do that one. I can't, it won't hurt anything. Really shouldn't have done edit. I really should have done index right there. Alright, so let's try that. Index. Oh boy, this is the error I got before, and for whatever reason it cleared itself up. So let's choose this record right here, edit snorkel. Now it says save, and I don't think it should say that. Yeah, we are doing an edit. Cancel and return to list. I'm looking for something that I made here that would make this actually delete. There we go. So delete. And you'll notice one is gone, delete again, and that one's gone. Now, we may want to come in and add literally the equivalent of like a message box or something like that that comes up and it says to the user, are you sure you want to do that? My beach pole that I don't need, and we're back, the snorkel that I put in, so we're back to the stuff we had to start with. All right, so we can delete it from right here. Save all. Now again, I have to go in and make sure that, I don't know if it's in the edit or not, but I'm going to have to come in here and double check, because whether that's an edit or an insert, it's doing the same thing, and that is not what we'd want to have happen. So I'll have to double check that code. I wasn't ready for that, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. All right. So to summarize, as the author says in this chapter, we introduced admin capability, showed how to implement CRUD, which is again create, read, update, and delete operations. This would be something you would only give permission to an administrator. You wouldn't give permission on this to anybody, so you'd probably have where these files are opening up, we would set them up so that you'd have to log in or whatever. And as mentioned here in the next chapter, the author is going to show us how to secure the admin functions so they're not available to all users, and add the finishing touches. That'll be chapter 13. Before we get there, because I'm done with this chapter, but the other thing that I wanted to tell you again is it's my quest here is to go back and make sure the insert works, that all of CRUD works, okay? That I can list the stuff and that I can create, update, delete. So I'll be back with that shortly. Thanks.